Dude, the guy at Guitar Center was trying to upsell us like you wouldn't believe.
Really?
Like big time. Like to the point where it was just kind of a little annoying.
It gets insulting after a little while. I get it. Like,
Did they let you return the other one?
Yeah, they did.
Thank God.
No
Like,
questions asked.
Thank God.
I get it. If it's store policy, you got to kind of try to upsell some people. That's fine. But after a while, it starts to get like hop all the way off of my back.
I know it's kind of like a shot to your intelligence a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like, does this person think I'm a dumb fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
I know what
come
you're
on.
trying to do.
And I know the warranty is important for some things. Like you said, you got it on your TV.
Yeah, but because that
That's
was
a huge ass
$1,000.
fucking TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like when I got my Apple Watch, I didn't put the warranty on it. I didn't feel like I needed it. That would have been another $83 fucking dollars. Are you kidding me?
I do not want another single pop culture reference out of you for the rest of the trip. You understand?
I'm trying to say that something is coming.
All right, welcome to episode 2 of On Tap. I am Jason here with Tate and Andrew.
How we doing?
How we doing?
Hi.
We didn't introduce ourselves, gentlemen, last episode, which is appalling to me.
I don't even know how that went over our heads.
We planned out the episode. We knew, we took show notes and everything like that. We had everything set to go, but somehow we fucking forgot to introduce ourselves.
I'm Andrew.
Wait, excuse me. I'm Andrew.
I'm Tate. The people listening are like, what's going on?
I'm Tate. This is Andrew, and that's Jason.
Hello, I'm Andrew. Follow me on Twitter,
and I'm-
ATS796.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Plug our shit.
Might as well, right? I'm Jason, at Jason on Tap on Twitter. Check it out.
And TateVilio4 on Twitter.
Let's say it nice and clear, right up on the mic.
TateVilio4.
Everyone hears it. All right, so we got a pretty good show tonight. We want to talk a lot about It Chapter 2. I saw the movie this past weekend. I have a lot of thoughts on it that I want to get to. And also, recently, Tate and Andrew saw It Chapter 1 for the first time. So that'll be an interesting conversation, kind of compare the two movies, compare
Absolutely.
notes, and so on and so forth.
Still want to see Chapter 2. Just
Yeah.
haven't had the time.
I would recommend it, but I'll get into that. After that discussion, we got some new Netflix shows coming to the platform. El Camino, super excited for that. The Irishman and Laundromat. We'll quickly go over those three.
I'm excited for The Irishman.
Big time.
Very excited for The Irishman, personally.
And then we're going to take a
lot of
little
good
bit of a
stuff.
dive into Disney Plus's What If series. There's a lot of news out there concerning, what certain episodes are going to feature. And we just kind of want to talk a little bit more about that because it's cool stuff that I'm really looking forward to. And then at the end of the show, we might talk a little gaming. We might talk a little bit about Post Malone's new album. Who the hell knows? But we're stoked to be here.
We got
for
the
episode
release
2.
radar for you guys per weekly.
There's also something that I might plug in, just by the way. There's a new Targaryen prequel in the works.
A Targaryen prequel?
Yes. So,
What's a Targaryen, Tate?
how long you got? I don't know. If we have time. If not, I'll carry that over next week.
Cool.
Because we'll be here next week.
Sounds good. Just so you guys know, new episodes every Friday. We'll say this again at the end of the show, but might as well say it here. New episodes come out every Friday. We don't know exactly what time they'll be released on Fridays, but at some point on Friday they'll be out there. We're available on SoundCloud. You can find us on Spotify as well. Soon to be iHeartRadio and iTunes. So check
YouTube
us
is
out
also
there.
coming.
That's right, YouTube. We have a camera set up in the studio.
Very excited about it.
It's going to be
What's up,
great.
camera?
What's going on? Wait for the camera, everybody.
There it is.
So we're going to be setting up a YouTube channel to check us out on there. I guess it's just going to be called, the channel's just going to be On Tap Podcast, I guess. We didn't create
Knock
it yet.
on wood if the handle's not
Seriously.
there.
Everything's all well and good there.
But that video will be up tomorrow.
Yeah.
So look for that. That'll be exciting. You get to see what we look like in real life.
That's
this is me. I'm Tate. Take it or leave it.
All right, so shall we dive right in here?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So first of all, before I go into It Chapter 2, again, you guys recently saw It Chapter 1.
Yeah.
2017 film. What were your thoughts on it?
Dog. I'm not a junkie for scary movies. I'm just not. I'm just not a junkie. I've never been a guy for scary movies. That being said, I gave it a listen. I gave it a shot. expand my horizons. I don't like horror, but I can appreciate a good horror movie, I guess, if that makes sense.
Sure.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie. If I separate myself from being scared and shitting my pants in the chair,
Well, that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
as opposed to just watching the movie, it was a good movie. It was put together well.
Storyline?
Storyline was good. I liked it. I liked the kids. Very Stranger Things-esque
Yeah,
at
that
times.
is for sure.
At times. But especially with the bikes. Andrew was a big fan.
Oh, every time they were on the bikes, that's how they got around. They all get on bikes.
just
They
a
all
simpler
go
time.
places.
Dude, it was
Yeah.
crazy. Andrew and I watched the movie together because both of us never saw it. And and every time the kids were just riding bikes down the street, he'd be like, the bikes.
There they are.
I'm like, this kid loves the bikes.
The gang. Dude, I wish I had a bike. I don't have a bike anymore, as sad as that is.
You
I
know
haven't
what?
rode a bike, dude, in years.
I was gonna say, you know what? That's a dying thing.
Yeah, it
In the
really
summertime when we were growing up, I was biking all over the
Same.
place, motherfucker. I was
What?
I was biking everywhere, man.
But now you go outside. I'm gonna sound, I'm gonna go off on this tangent and sound like I'm 75 years old. But you go outside now, and you
Get
don't
off
see
my
kids
porch.
on you don't see kids on bikes no more. You see them on those fucking what are they called?
Hoverboards.
Hoverboards.
The hoverboards
Yeah.
are huge now.
They're fucking like glowing and shit in the dark. I'm like, the fuck is this shit?
No.
Something that was
Just
something
It's
that
dying love.
It
yeah.
really is.
At Southern when we were there, these kids they'd have skateboards, which is all cool, but try an electronic skateboard. They hold this thing in their hand, a
It's
remote control.
Yeah.
And they stand on the skateboard and just hold the go button. And they don't pump.
And they
don't
lean.
pedal.
They lean. They just lean to turn.
They don't pedal or nothing. They just hold the button. Talk about 5 years from now, we're gonna be fat blobs.
I was
We're
just
not gonna be
say
doing
that.
anything.
I'd say it's gonna be less than 5 years. We're gonna be fat fucks.
Yeah,
Yep.
they banned the hoverboards from campuses
Did
because they're a fire hazard. I guess some of them could just
Oh, yeah.
spark and go up in flames. Because
yeah.
I remember when hoverboards were big, you'd see kids on campus with hoverboards. Like,
Low key, I would like to try one once.
you've never been on one?
No, I've never been on one.
Wait, what? On which one?
On a hoverboard.
The 2 wheels.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been on one.
Oh, they are fun.
Are they?
They are tough to get a good balance for at first, but once you got it down, it's a good time.
You ever been on a Segway?
Nah.
Those are fun as fuck.
Yeah, you don't got to balance on those. It just kind of balances for you.
Well, it's
Segways.
weird. It's so counterintuitive because when you're on a Segway, you're pushing forward, and it feels like
You're gonna fall over.
you're gonna go, but it calibrates itself, and you
It
gotta
adjusts
like
you,
lean
huh?
forward. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's crazy.
Remember,
But-
speaking of balance, Andrew, when you said you gotta get the hang of it, reminded me of Heelys.
Oh man.
Dude, I remember when we first got Heelys, me and Jason. We were upstairs. We have wood floors
In
in
the
our
kitchen.
in our kitchen and in our living room, and we would start at one end of the kitchen, and we'd just try so fucking hard to just skate across the kitchen. I busted an ankle. I fucking ate shit. But after a little while, I was skating everywhere.
I would go out right now and buy a pair of Heelys. No hesitation.
I would too.
Do they sell them anymore? Like, are they a thing?
eBay, Amazon?
remember-
Someone's got them.
I remember too. You know how you could pop out the wheel? You had the little
Yeah.
spatula tool that would
Yeah.
pop out the
Yeah,
wheel.
you insert the other part.
Yeah, yeah.
There'd be
Make
so
it a shoe again
there'd be so much hair
on the wheel.
on the wheel. It'd be so disgusting. You'd have to peel it off
That's right too.
and clean out the wheel before you were ready to skate up again.
The
But
best floors for Heelys were just the flat tiled floors. The middle school.
the middle school, you know what else was great? Was airports.
Yep, airports were great.
Airports.
God forbid you did it like in the street and hit like a tiniest fucking
You're
like
fucked.
crack.
You're
you're
fucked.
going head over heels, facing the cement. Bloody nose.
Anyway, they had bikes in It Chapter 1.
To bring it all back.
Circling back to it.
So you like the bikes in all seriousness. It was
Yeah.
just kind of a nostalgic feel for you.
Yeah. I enjoy horror movies. I really do enjoy the thrill that comes from them and the adrenaline pump you get out of them. But for this movie, I thought it was more of a thriller versus a horror movie. I was more like, I thought there were way too many positives. Too many times they took away from the scary. They'd have a scary scene immediately after, have some comic relief or a positive moment in the movie, and then just again dive back into the scariness of it. Versus just 45 minutes of being utterly terrified or something like that. It just didn't happen.
They did the same thing in It Chapter 2.
Yeah,
It was almost like they couldn't. You're exactly right.
Breaks
it
my
was
heart.
it was like they couldn't get away with doing a full segment, for 20, 25 minutes straight of just horror.
Yeah.
It's like they were always throwing something funny in. there's nothing wrong with comic relief. It's just
I think it's needed in horror movies,
Right,
from
but-
time to time.
but you can't be afraid either to fucking
Yeah, just
terrorize the audience. for
Make it
25
scary.
minutes.
If you're gonna qualify this movie or classify this movie as a horror movie, make it horrifying.
Right.
I mean, Tate,
I'd like
you might
to-
have other opinions on
I'll
that.
throw my 2 cents into
Sure.
this mix. I'll throw my penny for your thoughts in.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Hey, look at you.
This guy. This is
take
why we have
that.
him on the pod.
Oh,
No, I think horror is super subjective. And I get it. I get what you're saying. It was definitely a thrilling movie, for sure. I was thrilled watching some of these scenes in this movie. But it was a thrilling movie, yes. Was it scary? Hundo P. I think it was super scary. Horror subjective in the sense that, like, for me, this was definitely a horror movie. Because I don't watch these movies, though. I tried to say dude, but it came out as do.
No,
I don't
dude.
watch these horror movies, though. I watch action, I watch
Oh,
Marvel,
God.
I watch a lot of other things other than just horror. But this movie was absolutely terrifying to me. You could watch Saw, like
It's a different kind of horror movie.
It's a different kind of horror, but like Saw movies are
disgusting.
horrifying to me. Absolutely horrifying. And this movie was creepy. Very, very creepy. I was scared throughout a lot of it.
What was the scariest part?
The scariest part for
In
me,
your
there's
opinion.
2 of them, all that revolve around the same premise, I guess. The Jewish kid, I forget his name, Stanley.
We still don't know.
We still
don't know.
Yeah, no.
The second time recording this episode, no one's bothered to look it up.
Nah.
Let's call him Stanley.
Trying to
Or
make
the-
it as genuine as possible here.
just the Jewish kid, I guess. I don't know his name, but
The Jew.
the first vision that Pennywise threw to him when
Yeah.
he was in the church and he was upstairs looking at the painting, and the painting falls. He goes to hang it back up, and he's staring at the painting, and all of a sudden you hear the and the fucking
know.
the painting is like all fucked up. The teeth are all crazy, and it just pops up on the screen. That got me hardcore. And then the second scariest part to me was at the end when they were spoiler review. By the way,
Should have said that.
if it's not too late, spoiler review for It Chapter 1 and 2.
Yeah. Especially
But,
chapter 2.
Nah, we'll put it in the description. But
The kid's name is Stanley, by the way.
Is it?
It is.
It is Stanley. So then the second one, when the kid crew was facing off against Pennywise, like in his house.
Yeah, in the well.
Yeah, when they were in the well, and then they find Stanley just laying down with that painting, like creature,
Yeah.
eating its face.
Yeah.
And all the teeth are out and all that, and then it looks at them and the teeth get sucked back into its head. Dude, I was fucked up. I was scared,
You have to
dude.
look away.
Man. I'm honestly, man, I'm a total wuss when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Listen, I'll own it. I mean, during horror movies, I'll put my hand in front of my eyes and just look through the.
But do you think
my
that's
fingers?
you think that's the novelty of it?
Yeah, I do.
You know,
100%.
it's a whole different experience. Like I could watch an action movie and be completely enthralled in the
Yeah.
plot and in the movie, but horror is interesting
Yeah.
because like you don't want to. It's like a train crash. You don't
Yeah.
want to watch, but like
You gotta watch.
what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't look away from it. You could miss something crazy.
What were your scariest
Yeah.
parts?
What part stuck out for you?
So the part I thought was the scariest, and
Again,
no-
this is It Chapter 1, by the way.
yeah,
just to
It Chapter
clarify.
1. I haven't seen It Chapter 2. But the scariest part I got from It Chapter 1 was probably, and gore doesn't normally bother me, but the scene in the bathroom with Beverly and you hear the voices coming out of the sink. And you're just like, all right, well, automatically this is bad. Like, there's no way you hear voices coming out of your little freaking sink drain. There's no way anything good's going to come from that. And you know it's Pennywise creeping up on some shit.
What made that worse, real quick, was the fact that they were just little kid voices.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, "Come save us!" Like,
Yeah.
Come
fuck
here,
you.
come
I would have
here.
looked
Like,
at that sink out. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's another
would
thing
not.
that really.
That's
but
just-
I would've
it's-
cried.
What bothers me about horror movies, they always go towards the problem and
Yeah.
never away from it. And I get that's the whole point of it. Like you got to see what happens, but
That's just
in real
horror,
life,
yeah.
you're darting out the door. You're like, some fucking buddy is talking to me from my sink. I'm out of here.
Somebody.
I'm leaving.
I'm halfway down the street in 2.5 seconds.
yeah, I'm
I'm
calling
taking-
the police.
I'm taking the bike if I have to, Andrew. I'm out of here.
Bike's on. I'm out of here. Scariest part though, when
Yeah,
Beverly was in the bathroom and you hear the voices coming from the sink. And gore does not bother me. I play bloody video games. I've seen substantial blood in person. Like it's,
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Game of Thrones is crazy with that shit. Walking Dead, but blood doesn't bother me. It's when the blood spews out of the sink, and she looks to her left, and Pennywise is right there and fucking grabs her by the throat, and it's just a jump scare. The jump scares are what always get me. The pop outs, and I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Here we are again.
I'll own that. That freaked me out too. Same thing with when they went to the Pennywise's house the first time to find some stuff, and
The
Bill
kid with the inhaler.
No, Bill. I think.
Kid with the stutter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bill.
Because Georgie's his brother, right? Yeah. And when they're looking around the house, and all of a sudden, boom! Did you see Georgie's jacket run across the screen? Bro, I was done. I freaked out hard. That was just little jump cuts like that really startled. They just skip your heart.
You hear me from the corner just going, ooh, man! That scared the life out of me.
Cracked up. It was so nice, the contrast, though, between being scared out of my fucking mind and then hearing Andrew just, woohoo! Like, the comedy.
It got me.
The comedic relief from Andrew was necessary.
That's what our buddy, shout out to Jalen, by the way. This is what our buddy Jalen does whenever I watch a horror movie with him. Look, sometimes you just got to let that out in a horror movie.
You can't let it sit in there.
You can't help
yourself if you do.
Jalen does the same thing. Ooh! It's hilarious.
You gotta let it out, though.
So that's interesting to hear you guys' take on It Chapter 1. And I think the reason I think this will be a good discussion is because we can kind of compare and contrast Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, what each did right and what each did wrong. I'll preface, we'll move into Chapter 2 here, and I'll preface it by saying that I do like horror movies, but in particular, I really, really like horror movies that are unsettling.
I'm very curious.
Just that make you uncomfortable. And I think that's very different from horror movies that are centered on jump scares, and that's very different from horror movies that are centered on gore. I think there's kind of different types of horror movies.
Absolutely.
I gravitate more towards the horror movies that make me feel uncomfortable, really unsettled. And the sole reason I like those the most is because it's the most terrifying to me. I like being terrified by horror movies.
You're a Saw fan.
You're a freak. You're a freak, I think.
I might be.
Yeah. I mean, he's Pennywise.
I'll own it.
He feeds off the fear of himself.
The guys in It were losers. I'll be a freak.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I don't care. But yeah, to your point, I do like the Saw movies. And those were, you're right, just gore. I think that was a different kind of horror.
Blows my mind. I could never.
What's that guy's name in the Saw movies?
Jigsaw?
Jigsaw? I was going to say Puzzle Man.
We could call him Puzzle Man, Andrew, if it makes you happy.
Nah, I just got to remember it. But Jigsaw, that dude, he had a plan every time.
Yeah,
and he's a psycho dude.
But It Chapter 2, I think that here's the rundown. It was off to a really, really good start in the beginning. Again, spoilers here. If you don't want to hear spoilers, skip this part or turn it off. But we're gonna talk about the movie. There was this part in the beginning of It Chapter 2 where it was actually one of the first scenes with Pennywise in it. They were at like a high school football game or something like that, and this little girl just kind of wanders off and goes under the bleachers, and it's super dark under the bleachers.
Of course.
Right, of course, because it's nighttime. And in this one in particularly dark section of the under bleacher part is Pennywise, and he's just kind of looking out, creeping, and you see his like gold eyes. It's really creepy. And he starts luring the girl into him.
Just like he did to Georgie.
Yeah. Right. Just, it was kind of like a Georgie situation.
Was this like one of the first scenes of the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also one of the best, by the way. And so
Bit repetitive.
the girl has some kind of like she was born with some kind of like wound or some kind of skin condition on her face. And so Pennywise is like, you know, I see that on your face. I'd love to get it away for you. I could make that go away in 3 seconds.
His fucked up voice.
Right. In his
happy clown voice.
People say that Pennywise at certain parts sounds like Winnie the Pooh. I could totally hear it.
Really?
Yeah. I completely agree.
He's a big Winnie the Pooh guy.
I understand
Listen,
that from
Christopher
episode
Robin,
1.
yeah.
Christopher Robin.
Underrated movie.
He cried.
Underrated movie.
Big Winnie the Pooh guy.
But anyway,
That's
so he
pretty
goes, you know,
wild.
I could get that away for you in 3 seconds. And the girl's like, oh, okay. And so she's stepping closer, and this is the kind of stuff I love. It's like this build up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This unsettling. And so Pennywise starts counting. He's like 1, 2, and then after he says 2, it's just silence. And Pennywise does that thing where his eyes like go in the different directions.
They split.
And he's just kind of like staring off at nothing. And then he starts drooling.
Ooh.
And it's just like
gross.
this. It's just this silence. And you know what's going to happen. That's what I fucking love about it. And then all of a sudden...
This girl is shot.
The girl's like, you're supposed to say 3. And right when she says 3, she gets attacked and eaten.
Of course.
Do his teeth pop out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
probably
what I
the
love about it.
gnarliest
Though.
shit.
That's the kind of unsettled... Like, when his eyes go in different directions and he starts drooling and it's just silence. That's what I love about these movies. It Chapter 1, I think, had a lot of that. Here's what's unfortunate, though. After that part, I was initially like, all right, this is going to be a great movie. I'm really excited for it. There was no more of that in the rest of the movie. I was like, are you kidding me?
I'm very curious. What was the part in the movie that is just shown in the trailers when Pennywise is holding a whole bunch of balloons and just floating through the air?
Yeah.
Is that in the movie?
Yeah, that was, the hell's the guy's name? The kid with the big glasses. In it, Chapter 1.
I got the
was his
names
name?
right here.
The glasses?
Mike from Stranger Things.
Mike.
Oh,
That's right.
His
Yeah,
name
yeah.
is Richie in it.
But yes, to answer your question, that part was in the movie. It involved him, his older version of himself.
Or was it a vision?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That Pennywise,
Right. So, so anyway, one of the biggest problems, I think, with It Chapter 2 is it relied so heavily on flashbacks. I'm sure you guys have heard that they brought back a lot of the kid actors for It Chapter 2.
Yep.
Yeah. I was looking up. I was looking at the casting.
The acting was great, by the way. The kids did a great job. The people who played the older version of the kids did a great job. I had no issues with that. What I had an issue with was It Chapter 2 relied so heavily on these flashbacks at 27 years prior.
Right.
That it just kind of took me away from the fact that, okay, It is back again 27 years later. He's a real threat. We got to handle him. But, half the movie was flashbacks and didn't take place in the present.
Right.
And so it was hard for me to get invested in the storyline when they were doing constant flashbacks.
It's like deleted scenes of It Chapter 1.
Yeah, it was.
Who wants that?
If
anything, that should have been a part of the first movie.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It was so strange, and a way I described it to Sarah when we were walking out of the movie is it just felt to me like they came up with a bunch of scary scenes, like ideas for scary scenes. Like the writers just kind of came together and said, okay, let's think of how we can make these scenes really, really scary, and they just strung them together and didn't pay enough focus or attention on the movie's narrative.
Right.
I think that was lacking big time.
That's a question I have for you is, did they pay off in It Chapter 2 Pennywise's intentions? Because I know when Andrew and I were watching, a big problem that Andrew had, I'm speaking on behalf of him, as you could see him sighing right now, a big problem that he had was, why is he doing this? Like, what's he doing in Derry? What's the motivation?
What is the motive of
Yeah.
fucking Pennywise? I got
Tell us how
nothing
you really
from
feel,
Chapter
bro.
1. I got nothing from Chapter 1. The movie ended and I just went off the tail. I was like, why is he killing people? Aside from the fact that he needs to eat them, I guess, and feed off their fear.
Yeah.
But why is he there? How'd he get there? What's good with that? Give me something.
They
Come
answered,
on.
They kind of answered how Pennywise got there in It Chapter 2, sort of.
Kinda, sorta.
What was
Steers me away from
what was the black guy's name again?
Mike.
Mike. Was
Yes.
it Mike? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
it was Mike.
He did not have a big part in It
He was
Chapter
kind of one of
1.
the main characters in It Chapter 2.
He had like a side scene in It Chapter 1, and
He
then
wasn't
he
a
came
part
back.
of the gang
Yeah, and then
until
he,
like 3/4 of the movie through.
the very end,
Yeah.
he came back.
He was the one in It Chapter 2 who brought all these friends back to Derry 27 years later. to
Oh,
deal with
really?
it
It was
again.
him.
He was the one
Really?
that rounded them
He was
all
the
up.
communicator
Yeah.
and like the Facebook messaged all
Yep.
of them.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Huh.
The story, I think, honest to God, and I'm just being blunt here, I think the narrative was pretty shitty, if I'm being honest. And I hate to say that because I really, really, I appreciate it as a movie, but
Did it give closure?
and what it was trying to do,
Did it fucking say what's good?
no.
Here's the end of the book.
no, it gave closure, but it really wasn't anything different than It Chapter 1. It was kind of a repeat. Andrew, to your point, they did get a little bit into its or Pennywise's origins
Okay.
in chapter 2. Basically, he came from outer space, like in a comet. He's like an extraterrestrial. Yeah.
Okay.
um,
Decided
and,
to be a clown.
yeah, exactly. Happened to land in Derry, but
I mean, I guess that explains the teeth then, like how he could just open up his whole fucking face
Yeah.
and just suck on somebody. But
right. But so he came from outer space. We know that. But as far as why he sticks around in Derry, and only Derry, and also why he needs to feed on children and why he is attracted to fear, that's not answered. And I found myself asking that same question as I watched It Chapter 2. I wish they would get more into Pennywise's origin stories. It would just help make the entire movie so much better for me if I knew why he was doing the things that he was doing.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
why would he bother killing kids? And
Right.
Scaring them.
Man, bro, I'm just looking at pictures from It 1990. That's Pennywise from 1990.
Ooh.
And then look at how far CGI came with his teeth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's freaking weird, man. Jace, look.
I'll put a picture up on the YouTube video.
That's obviously
Wow.
our Pennywise.
Our Pennywise is creepy when he does that.
And then that's the 1990 version.
Damn.
I didn't even know they had a 1990 version.
Yeah.
Played a YouTube video.
Yeah, you're starting a hot sauce ad or something.
Not a sponsor. But yeah, no, it is a remake, believe it or not. I mean, the original they came out in, I think, 1990.
I heard that the original movie was shit.
Probably everything was shit back then. You see the CGI we have now?
That's Star Wars. Star Wars was amazing.
You're right.
man.
You're right.
So
Indiana Jones. Shall I keep going? I guess not.
one more. There were some good things about It Chapter 2. I hate to keep ragging on it because it wasn't all bad,
Right. Let's hear some positive.
but I got to do one more negative.
Holy shit. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Going back to the shitty quality of the 1990s.
Yeah.
The budget for It Chapter 1 was only $35 million. That's crazy. That is peanuts compared to something like that a Marvel movie would do. I'm pretty sure it did pretty good at the box office, too.
This is the 1990. That was their budget, $35 million.
No, this was It
Chapter 2?
2017. Yeah.
Oh, Chapter 1?
Yeah.
Huh.
And in the box office, it made $700.4 million. Are you kidding me?
That's a big profit.
It's a good game.
That's a huge profit.
so it did
Shoot.
good.
It didn't
Reviews
look
were
like they
pretty
were
mixed,
super
though,
CGI.
right?
I mean, for
think
me, they're pretty mixed.
For Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, I've heard nothing but bad, to be completely honest.
I was talking to some coworkers and I heard the opposite. I heard that a couple coworkers who watched it, they said it was really good.
Who
And
the hell said it was good?
some coworkers. I'm not throwing their names on the pod. Some coworkers said that it was pretty good, and other people say it was pretty bad.
I think it was pretty bad.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a matter of opinion.
Here's another thing. Here we go.
after.
Here we go. Here's another thing about It Chapter 2. So, for some reason, and this is another thing that they did not explain. I had no idea why they had to do this, but Mike, he had this like vision of how to defeat Pennywise once and for all. And so,
Mike the black guy?
yeah,
Okay.
Mike the black guy.
I wasn't
And so,
sure if it was Mike from
so,
Stranger
so he
Things.
knew through the entire movie, how to defeat Pennywise because he had this vision.
Okay.
And the vision apparently told him that all of the friends who were in It Chapter 1 had to relive their, or kind of, go back to their roots, so to speak, and find an artifact from their past. So, for example, Bill, his artifact was like the boat.
He found it?
Yeah, Pennywise, he kind of reached into that same sewer, and Pennywise just kind of handed it to him. It was a weird scene. But he got the boat back.
What a fucking plot hole.
Yeah,
I thought they got
weird.
the boat back at the end of the first one. Didn't he take it?
Did they?
Didn't he take the paper boat after?
No, he took his jacket.
Oh, okay.
He held on to Georgie's jacket.
So anyway, they all had to get these artifacts. What was the girl's name? I always forget this.
Bev.
Bev. That's right.
Aunt Bev.
I have a grandma Bev.
Yeah. Shout out to Grandma Bev.
Love her to pieces. I'm seeing her tomorrow.
Bev got the note that Tits. What's his name?
Tits. I
don't
have his
know.
name. Tits is Ben.
Oh, Ben. That Ben wrote for her in Chapter 1. You
Yep.
know that note, the
That
poem?
her dad found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got that as her artifact, and basically they all have to come together in the well, just like at the end of the first one.
Same house.
And they all had to sacrifice their artifacts in this device. It was really weird. They all burned their artifacts in this device. And then, you know those 3 lights that you saw when it opened its mouth?
All the way?
Yeah.
Like the Demogorgon?
Those 3 lights started to come down from... It sounds so ridiculous as I talk through it. They started to come down through the well and started to go into this device. And then they were like, all right, we got to trap it. And they tried to trap the 3 lights in the device. But all of a sudden, it didn't work, and Pennywise appeared anyway.
Doing the dance?
No, not doing the dance.
I love the damn
that was
dance.
pretty freaky.
That dance is whack.
I thought it was hilarious.
But at that point, I was thinking, okay, so they spent this entire movie trying to get artifacts to defeat Pennywise, and then at the end, it didn't work. Oh, we got to figure something out. And it was just kind of like, what the fuck was the point of the whole artifacts thing, going back, revisiting your past?
Right, and that's where all the flashbacks were coming in, I assume, from time to time. So they got all these things, and then it didn't work. So did it not work, and then they did something else to defeat Pennywise?
They basically yelled at it and made it feel small, and Pennywise shrank, and then they ripped its heart out.
You're kidding me.
That's how they defeated it.
Mm.
Isn't that how It Chapter 1 ended? I can't even remember.
No, Chapter 1 ended, they all beat the fuck out of it together.
Yeah, they were kind of just
But didn't it
killing
it
it.
Get weak or something like
It
that?
went down into the well. And then
it
half
went down
of its,
into another sewage well. I don't know how many freaking crevasses
and then
sewer
half
has.
of its like skull started floating, and everyone was looking at it, and it just goes fear.
Yeah,
and then just drops into the sewer.
That's right.
So I don't.
Yeah,
maybe it was just
Chapter
hurt.
2 literally they fought it for a little while. They were running from it, and then they got the idea to just start yelling insults at it to make it feel small and to defeat the fear. I know what they were trying to go for. They were
showing him they weren't fearful of
that they
him.
weren't scared of
That's
it.
what they were doing in the first one too, and they were also stabbing him, hitting him with the chain and a
That
baseball
was sick.
bat.
When Pennywise in Chapter 1, you know how it played off the fears of everyone?
Yeah.
And Beverly's fear was her dad. When it turned into her dad, and she got so fucking pissed off. She stabbed it through the mouth with the iron pipe.
That was cool.
I was like,
Damn.
yo,
As girl
Beverly.
Bev.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just kind of like, all right, they yelled at it, and then it shrank, and they ripped its heart out.
That's fucked up.
And I was like, that's
That's
it.
stupid.
And that's how they defeat this demonic clown.
Yeah, this guy from outer space.
After
this
years
extra
and years and years, all they fucking had to do was yell insults at it.
That's so dumb.
It's weak.
I'm
very weak.
I'm pissed off that you just told me that.
So if I had to, first of all,
I'd still probably go watch the movie to see it happen.
just see it. I still think it's worth seeing. But how would you guys rate it? Chapter 1 through 10.
7.
Based on a film in general, or based on horror?
Just general.
What would you give it?
In general, I'd probably give it like an 8.3. 8.3.
7. It didn't scare me too much, which is what made it drop down. I thought it was pretty good, though. The writing, the narrative, the characters, everything about it was pretty good. It just wasn't scary.
I would give Chapter 2 a 6.
Okay.
What about Chapter 1?
Chapter 1, I'd probably give like an 8.
There you go.
Okay. Fair. It was a good movie. Chapter 1 was a good movie.
Just depressing to see it.
Fuck up.
decline.
That's what happens, man.
Some sequels just can't do it.
How often do we see that when a first movie or first show is so good, and then the prequel or the sequel sucks dick?
Mm-hmm.
It's so often. It's so sad that we see that in movie trends and TV trends.
Yep. So, now one interesting thing though, really quick before we move on to a new topic, Bill Skarsgård, I think did great as Pennywise.
Phenomenal actor, very good to handle a role like that. I mean, creepy voice, creepy eyes, just played it very well. Very well, I think. Just a super good villain
What do you
is
think,
what it
Andrew?
boils down to.
I thought, I haven't seen Chapter 2, but in Chapter 1, I thought he was great, especially at the beginning in that sewer when he's talking to Georgie, and he's playing it all great. Like, he's a nice clown. I love kids. I'm supposed to make you laugh. It's a good time. Of course, we all knew Pennywise was a bad guy, but, like, Georgie didn't know that. And then next thing you know, he's got his arm ripped off, and he's going down the sewer. He's done.
When shit was fucked up was when he was like, "Take it, Georgie." He's like,
But that was
Take
a
it.
really good
Yeah.
impression.
"You like that?"
Yeah, man, that was creepy.
That's my Skarsgård.
Holy fuck!
I don't know if I want you next to me anymore,
I got
bro.
fucking chills. Holy shit!
That
I
was
might have a future.
oh wow.
I might have a future.
Damn. Bill Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård.
My eyes just.
Oh my god, drool starts coming out of your mouth. Forget about it. Bill Skarsgård said that he would be interested in playing Pennywise again if the third movie was a prequel.
I think that's interesting.
Which I am so in favor for. I think it's needed.
That would answer all of your questions. Mm-hmm. That would give a lot of content as to what is good with Mr. Penny, Mr. Wise.
I think if they did a prequel, it would boost my score 1 through 10 for It Chapter 2.
I agree. At
Probably.
least for Chapter 1 for me.
Just giving some context.
Yeah, I want to know why he came from outer space, I guess, and how or even just not even if they don't explain that, just giving me something along the lines of why he eats kids and feeds off fear.
Right.
And comes out every 27 years.
Yeah.
Because that's what I really don't get. Why every 27 years?
It's a great question.
Why not every 5? Every 3 years? I don't know.
He's got shit to do. He
Also,
takes
why
vacations.
doesn't the town before we move on? They didn't knock the house down or seal the well apparently in Chapter 2 because
they knocked it down.
Oh, they knocked the house
at the
down.
very end of it.
Oh, at the end of Chapter 2, but not at the end of Chapter 1.
After all was said and done.
So why wouldn't they knock it down at the end of Chapter 1?
That's a good question. They didn't knock it
Did
down.
the kids not tell everyone that what just happened?
I'd be running up to the mayor. I'd be like, bro, you wouldn't believe the summer that we had.
Just come down. Just follow me. Just
I'd
follow
be
me downstairs.
picketing it.
Down with the house.
Yeah.
I can't believe it took them to the end of the second movie to realize, yeah, we should probably knock this thing down and
No,
seal
but
the well.
what's sad is that they didn't even knock it down. It just kind of collapsed.
Oh my gosh.
So
it was. I guess it was the true demise, like his own
doing.
Yeah.
That's very poetic of you
yes, so.
Thank you.
to acknowledge.
Well, on that note, there's our unofficial review of It Chapter 2 and a little discussion on It Chapter 1. Some new shows coming to
Movies.
Netflix.
Movies.
Damn it.
Keep doing this, man.
I think I said that in the other episode. that we
Oh
tried to-
yeah,
we
our
tried to
part,
record.
Probably.
guys. Just so just so you know, this is our essentially third day of trying to record this episode. We struggle with the mics
And our third mics.
yeah, we bought new microphones. We're here for you guys. We're here because we love this. We're here because we have fun.
That's right.
And
Appears
let me
to be
tell
working
you,
now.
it's been a stressful couple days, but here we are. We think our audio is going to be perfect for this episode, so we're very excited about this.
The audio is going to be perfect, and that's good because they'll hear us crystal clear talking about El Camino.
Yeah. Good transition.
The
like that.
Netflix original.
Jesse
Pinkman spinoff. I'm cutting you off there. Goddamn, I love Pinkman.
Take the wheel.
What are your thoughts? How do you feel?
I think this. All right, how I feel about it, I feel like it has so much potential to be great that it just might miss the mark.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, we had the same director, and I forget his first name, but Gilligan, I believe, is his last name. Mm-hmm. Fact check me on that. Make sure I'm not sounding too stupid, but I don't think we're gonna see Walter White in anything other than a flashback.
So he's dead.
Yeah, I think he did die, and I think it's the best way for Walter White's story to end.
Yep.
And I can't find anything on this freaking movie. Google is useless. I'd probably have to go talk to.
There's not much on it.
Vince Gilligan.
Yeah, I'd have to go talk to Gilligan and be like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And I can't find anything.
Well, did you see the trailer?
I saw Skinny Pete talking to the Popo.
Skinny Pete. Skinny Pete's a bro, by the way.
Yeah, it's
He's like, I ain't telling you where Pinkman is.
Yeah, I want someone like that in my corner.
oh.
Why, you thinking about selling meth anytime soon?
No, but I just want a
sure?
homie like that I know I could be like, Skinny Pete ain't gonna rat me out.
So, Tate, what do you think? Do you think Walter White is dead or alive?
He's got to be dead, right? Walter White's definitely dead. If he comes back, I totally agree. He's got to be in flashbacks. I don't think they're going to do this movie without Bryan Cranston.
No.
I really
think
don't.
They can.
I think it's been confirmed that he's involved, actually.
Which is phenomenal. I'm here for it. I'm
great.
all about it. Yeah.
I'll be pissed if he's alive.
I don't think he's going to be alive because it was such a great send off. You know what I mean? Breaking
It was
Bad.
the best way to end the show.
Yep.
Breaking Bad was just a damn near perfect TV series.
It really
And,
was.
I mean, anyone will tell you that. I don't think I've ever met one person who said, Breaking Bad, that was all right. You know what I mean? Everyone loves Breaking Bad. It's a great show.
You get through that first season and you're in it.
Vince Gilligan did a great job throughout the series. I have no doubts that he's going to do a great job for the movie. So I have very high hopes. This is his universe. These are his characters. This is his story. And I think he's going to nail it. and I'm really excited to see it.
So
I agree.
Because we don't even know we don't really know for sure what the premise is going to be. I mean, we know it's going to follow Pinkman, but that's about the extent of it. Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it picks off moments after he gets in the El Camino car.
Are we sure it's an El Camino that
No.
he drives away in?
But
It would make sense.
Yeah, I'm running with it at this point.
I don't fucking know.
But I'm not-
It's an
idea.
El Camino. He's driving away, and I'm pretty sure it picks up moments after him just departing from the scene where from his camp.
Yeah.
He was a part of the Nazi camp, essentially. Stuck in a dirt hole making meth for them for, I think it was a year. Like, it was a
Wow.
year
Yeah.
lap before Walter got there and blew
Yep.
their heads off.
Where, when they were working
Great
for...
scene.
When Pinkman was the slave, essentially.
Oh, yeah. Which brings me to the question, what is your favorite scene, your favorite Pinkman scene or moment in all of Breaking Bad?
I got a general answer. I liked any scene with Pinkman and Walter White when they were arguing with each other or fighting or yelling at each other. I thought
There's many of those.
There's a lot of those. I just was so fascinated by the relationship between Pinkman and Walter White. At times it almost reminded me of like a father-son relationship.
Yeah.
But what was so interesting about it was Walter White was so addicted to this meth game. You know, he just got dragged into it that he couldn't help himself time and time again, bringing Jesse into it too. Even when Jesse would, try to do the right thing, try to get his life
Pinkman
together.
sometimes. This guy couldn't get a break.
Walter would bring him back into it.
That's why
And it
Pinkman
would
was so
often
great.
lead to, a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting. I just thought those scenes were great because they would escalate, and the acting, was the cherry on top.
Yeah,
Just great acting.
They both did great. I think one of the best scenes was when Walter told him not to put the body, it was just season 1, not to put the body in the bathtub with all the fucking chemicals to melt it down. And Pinkman, he's like, fuck you, man. I'm going to do whatever I want. What do you know? Puts the body in the bathtub, dumps all the chemicals in it to dissolve it. The bathtub breaks, the body splatters all over the floor, and next thing you know, the fuzz is knocking on the door. And
Classic.
It was just that's what really got me into the show. I think is seeing Pinkman be like, "Fuck this guy, I know what I'm doing," and it's just all going wrong, and their relationship only went higher and lower from there.
Yep. What was your favorite Pinkman moment?
Magnets, bitch. Easily.
What was the context of that scene?
So there's security footage from. Do you remember when they were working
Iconic.
for
It's so long
for
since I've
Gus? You remember when they were working for Gus
Yeah.
under the laundromat?
Yep.
They had their whole lab under there.
Yep.
There were security cameras in there so Gus could watch
Yep.
them. And and the police, when they found Gus's laboratory and his everything that he was a part of, they confiscated the cameras. And they were looking like they hadn't looked at it yet, but they were going to. And they remembered. They're like, we're gonna get fucking caught because we're on camera nonstop in that lab, and they know it's us. So they're trying to figure out a way to fix the big issue they're stuck in, and Walter comes up with the idea of magnets because when you put a magnet close to an electronic device, it'll wipe it completely.
right.
Even like on your phone,
Yeah.
that shit is gone.
It'll wipe everything off there.
Sign
You'll just get blue screen, black screen, you'll be done.
Yep.
You gotta get a new thing. And they get this huge fucking magnet, and they put it next to the trailer park, and they suck the trailer over. And, like
That's
they,
right,
they
yeah, I
dra-
remember that scene. Yeah.
the whole trailer like tips over, and like the camera catches the magnet, and it wipes everything. And Pinkman, at the end of the mission, he just goes, "Magnets, bitch!" So happy, so like science is great for him. And honestly, any moment where Pinkman says the word "bitch" is a favorite scene of mine from him.
What a line.
But then shit got all fucked up.
Of
bro.
course, right after that.
after he was cheering, shit was going right. Ooh, fuck you. Shit goes downhill from there. That's
You
it.
can't win as a drug dealer.
No, you
like, there's no way.
Yeah, no.
Hey, what about you?
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite Pinkman's. Okay, it wasn't a scene, but moments, I guess, plural. When Pinkman was in his house, like, and he turned that shit into like a crack house kind of place with the big speakers and the party crew. I thought that was just such an interesting part of Pinkman's arc, because that is scraping the bottom of the barrel for any kind of good life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He hit a low. It was super interesting to see, like, oh, how's he going to bounce back? Is Walt going to, like, help him up, give him a hand up or anything like that? it was just pretty interesting to see like how far downhill you can get.
Yeah.
And to see that was sort of the intrigue, was to see where he's going from there.
Exactly. That was what was so interesting about Jesse Pinkman as a character, is that he did have so many low parts in the show.
Yeah.
He was kind of like a roller coaster. He was high and low, high and low.
He's an anti-hero.
He was an anti-hero. He was an incredibly
absolutely.
flawed character. But
both of them were.
I think the draw to Jesse Pinkman. What the fuck? Just spill?
Just shot out of the can.
Dude, yesterday Andrew was drinking some. You remember that? You were drinking some Claws yesterday.
Yeah, it was a natural lime White Claw.
All right, well, it's happening again.
Yeah,
He opened
I know.
up.
It's you open it and it fucking oozes out of the top for whatever reason.
He opened up a claw, and you know how like when you open up a beer, there's usually like a centimeter before you get to the liquid.
Yeah.
This guy opens it, and it's bubbling out the top.
It's still doing that. Different can.
Dude,
You feel
do you
alright?
shake these like before you open them?
Probably. I don't mean to, but like even like it's settled. There's no bubbles fuming out of the top of it. It's at the
How much
tippity
spilled
top.
on our table there?
None. None anymore.
It's a TV dinner table. We're good.
Yeah,
Replaceable.
definitely. Tastes pretty good.
It's come on. No laws with the claws, right, folks?
Anyway, that was pretty good, Andrew. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Jesse Pinkman, is a super interesting character. He was a flawed character, but that's why I think he was such a fun character to watch. Because you rooted for him.
Yeah.
Maybe
Right?
this is me being way too optimistic, but like my personal thoughts is there's no way El Camino can be bad. There's just no way. I
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
I mean, there is obviously a way, but there's fucking the Breaking Bad universe. Too many fans. Too many incredible episodes. Too many good times watching this show. People want to see. Maybe people don't actually. That's the other. Let me raise that question to you guys. Do you think this movie is like worth it, or do you think it's like a money grab, like Toy Story 4 kind of deal?
Do not insult Toy Story 4 in front of me.
Story
I have Woody right here in front of me. Are
Toy
you
Story
kidding?
3 was a perfect ending, though.
Toy Story 4 was even better. Did you see it?
Nope.
Ah, there you go.
Nope.
I kind of got that sense. They've kind of overdone it at this point.
Well, regardless of whatever, but I'm saying a lot of people or a lot of companies throw out movies just fucking willy-nilly to fucking, let me take a couple mil. Let me
Disney's
pocket
been
some.
remaking all their original animated movies into live action movies. I look at all those as money grabbers.
I haven't seen the real life
Live action?
the live action Lion King, and I don't think I intend to.
Money grab?
It's the same
I'll probably
story.
see it.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Plus, I hear you only focus on the voice of the animals as opposed to like the movie.
All these fucking Disney movies that are coming out, and all these remakes, I think it's getting so fucking excessive.
I do want to see the Mulan though.
I have no interest.
I want to see Mulan.
You do?
I think that'll be pretty good.
I have really no interest.
Because that's an actual live
Except
I'm gonna make a
Christopher Robin.
man out of you.
That's a great song. That's an actual like real life plot that could be lived out. Something in Asia, princess. They're doing away with the dragon. They're making it as Mushu. They're making it as lifelike, I guess, as possible. Like it's gonna be a legit film. Unlike
So he's not a dragon?
what, dude?
You said they're doing away with Mushu.
The dragon.
Yeah.
He's not in the movie
Why?
Because-
I don't want to see it.
because they want to make it
Eddie Murphy was Mushu. Mushu?
Mushu. They want to make it like a live action, actual like plot points kind of thing. That could be something that you could be like, oh, that could be an actual story of some Chinese print. Is she Chinese? Japanese? Some Asian.
I don't know.
We're so fucking culturally inept. It's unbelievable.
Pop
some
culture.
Asian country, some princess, doing the Mulan storyline, but like real life, like legit,
Yeah.
with no talking dragon and stuff. Unlike they're doing the Lady and the Tramp now.
Come on.
They're making a live action
Come
Lady
on.
and the Tramp. The dogs I saw the other day online, the photo shoot for the dogs that are playing Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. The Cocker Spaniel and the
Yeah,
Terrier, wire
yeah.
Terrier dog, yeah.
Dude, what?
Forget
Those
about
dogs
it.
are gonna be richer than me for
Seriously.
making one film, eating spaghetti.
I liked Winnie the Pooh.
Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin.
Never seen it.
Great movie.
Still haven't.
Throwing that out there.
Oh,
But,
God. jumping back to El Camino.
Yeah, to bring it back, I don't think this movie's gonna be that bad. I really don't. My prediction for it, like Rotten Tomatoes, you want to do that? You
Yeah,
want
let's
to go
do it.
around? My prediction for Rotten Tomatoes score, I'm saying it's not gonna be perfect by any means. Critic score, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
My critic score estimate is 86.
86.
86 Rotten Tomatoes score.
I
Off
think
the dome.
I think it's gonna be higher. I think it's gonna be in the 90s. I go 93.
Okay.
92.
Playing prices right, huh?
No, man. This is the first thing that popped into my head. Okay.
All right. I'm writing them down.
I truly don't think this movie could go wrong with Gilligan directing it as the guy who knows more about these characters than anyone else in the world. He's the perfect guy to do it.
You said 92?
Yes. Gilligan's the perfect guy to do it. We're getting closure on Pinkman's storyline because I know when season 5 ended and it showed Pinkman driving off, I immediately Googled afterwards. I was like, where's Pinkman going? What's going on? Breaking Bad season 6? Question mark? Like,
but that to me almost was closure. You know what I mean?
He
was
got
off,
free.
It was free.
But
yeah.
Did he get free? And that's what we're going to get out of this movie.
He probably hit a fucking spike strip and the cops were right around the corner.
Could you imagine?
And that's where this poor son of a bitch ends up.
It's like hits a brick wall.
Just
Done.
dies immediately. Immediate death.
Credits roll. That's El Camino.
I'm very excited for El
3-minute
Camino.
movie.
Yeah.
Very excited for this movie, unlike the movie The Laundromat that's coming out to Netflix.
First of all, let's make that bet. Are we doing a bet for the score of El Camino?
Yeah.
I'm making
Might
a
as
bet.
well, right?
Make it a little interesting.
Yeah, I could do a bet.
So
What's
why
losers
don't we
gotta
do whoever gets closest doesn't have to do a shot on the air. The other two do. Two furthest people away have to do a shot in the air.
Well, I'm in between you both, so I'm
Okay.
either spot on or I got a drink. So,
All right.
All right.
We'll remember that.
So critics score what, a week after that
When's
comes out?
This movie comes out
October
October 11th.
That's when it hits Netflix. I'll be watching it that night.
Laundromat?
Eh.
Another movie coming?
Fuck this movie.
Why you say? I think it'll be funny. I think it has potential to be a good Netflix movie.
Tate disagrees with you.
I know he does.
I don't think it looks good. I really don't.
What is the premise of this movie? I watched the trailer and I don't really understand.
All I know is
So-
David Schwimmer is in it, and all I'm going to be picturing
Ross.
is Ross.
Or Melman.
Pivot!
God, Friends is great, man.
Also, Meryl Streep overrated. Someone had to say it.
well, the premise.
You know who's not overrated? Jeffrey Wright. I'm looking at the cast right now.
Jeffrey Wright, what was
He's in
He's in Westworld. He's known as Bernard.
Bernarnold.
Bernard. That's a spoiler.
Spoiler.
That's a spoiler for Westworld. Sorry, folks. They just threw that out there. No thought.
That blew my fucking top when I saw that first time watching.
I'm still watching the show.
All right.
Don't
well,
fucking ruin it
You
for
just
me.
heard a pretty big spoiler.
Yeah, but I don't know if he knows what it means. You know, as long as you don't explain it, we might be in the clear here. But anyway, the premise. I jotted down a little sentence about it.
Go for it.
Probably.
Because I have no fucking clue.
So Meryl Streep. I don't know her name in the movie, but Meryl Streep, not Sheep, as I said incorrectly the other night. Streep is on a vacation when a dramatic turn of events leads her to investigating a fake insurance policy run by two shady lawyers that are exploiting something. I just stopped at exploiting, apparently. But they're shady lawyers. I think they're from Wall Street lawyers. Maybe that's the Irishman.
I don't know.
No, yeah. So they're Wall Street lawyers. They're businessmen, and it's laundry. You know what money laundering is?
Yeah.
So I think it's
That was Breaking Bad, dog.
Yeah, it is that. It wasn't Breaking Bad.
The car wash.
Car wash. You know, you hide your monies, and I think they're exploiting this new. I don't know when it takes place, but some new laws, some new ways of making money, and they're the first ones to catch on to this. So they're getting their clients to buy into things, not handing out the money to their clients, and they're just collecting, and they're on vacation. And Streep catches wind of this, works with somebody to solve this mystery, because what's this older woman gonna do to stop two
As of right now,
younger lawyers?
the critic score for Laundromat on Rotten Tomatoes is 53%.
Wow.
I don't
It's
usually
about what I expect.
I don't usually take that score into account too much because I have my own fucking opinions, but like Dave Chappelle got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's. Did you hear
That's
about that?
stupid. Yeah,
did
I
you hear about that?
That's freaking ridiculous.
Dave
but-
Chappelle is a hilarious guy, and they take critics from one side of the political spectrum, and they're like, you got to watch this special to see if you like it or not. And of course, they hated it.
You
'cause
gotta
they
be
don't agree with him at all. They take 5 people's scores, they all give him a 0, and that's what he gets. Like, come on, that's not fair.
Come on, I'm capable of forming my own opinions. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Don't tread on me, bro.
But still, but didn't we just make a bet based on
Yeah,
that?
oh yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
but that's still the fun of it.
That doesn't mean we have to agree with Rotten Tomatoes. It's just the fun of it.
I just saw
But 56% you said for long-term?
53. That's
I
a
don't
low
have-
score.
I don't have high hopes for the movie.
I mean, I'll watch it, but like, I'll probably be pissed off the whole time. It's only an hour and a half, too, by the way.
Yeah, short movie.
It's a short movie, but
What's crazy is it's supposed to be a Netflix original, but it's releasing the theaters first,
yeah,
September 27th, and then going on to Netflix October 18th. So it's coming out relatively soon.
you know who's in this movie?
Who?
You know who?
Commissioner Gordon?
No,
He's in it.
He is in
Sweet.
it, yeah. But you know the
Batman
guy.
trilogy. Sorry.
You know the guy you remember the Parks and Rec episode where they're doing the time capsule and this guy comes in, this bitch, and handcuffs
With the
himself
Twilight book?
to his pipe? Yeah, he's in this movie.
No way.
Yeah, I guess his name is Will Fort.
Well, all
There
right.
he is.
That is him. That is funny.
Well, all right.
Parks and Rec, great show. Watch
The
it.
Irishman.
Yeah, speaking of polar opposite movies,
This one I'm excited for.
this movie isn't. Did you hear my throat just then?
Yeah.
I was hoping no one heard that.
See if these new
God.
mics can pick that up.
This
Yeah,
movie is.
probably.
Laundromat is an hour and 36 minutes, whereas The Irishman is.
Man,
The Irishman is 3.5 hours.
Jesus, that's a long movie.
Extremely excited for this movie.
Okay, I have nothing against super long movies as long as they, are interesting and hold my attention.
Have you seen The Wolf of Wall Street?
I think I've seen like parts of it.
That
Ooh,
movie
dude,
is
you gotta watch the
so
whole thing.
long, but it's phenomenal.
Start to
Absolutely
finish.
fucking.
I love it.
Absolutely fucking phenomenal. And Mike, speaking
Isn't
of,
Margot Robbie in that movie?
Yeah, Margot Robbie's in it.
I think it's Robbie.
Robbie.
who cares?
Do you know?
I don't know.
All right.
I'll
But-
die for it, Robbie.
Speaking of though, I can never say his last name. Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese. He has so many movies out. I was looking at this before the pod, and just to name some,
Who is he? He's the
director. Yeah. He's a director. He also directed The King of Comedy, Wolf of Wall Street, Shutter Island, The Departed, Taxi Driver, Goodfellas. This guy
All
has
great
hits.
movies.
Hugo. This guy has a lot of hits. I'm really excited for this movie. I think it's gonna be great.
It'll be good.
I really do. I mean, Robert De Niro. You got
I think Andrew should say these because he's got the
Irish. I mean,
The Irish.
the Italiano.
the
So,
Italian
Who's
flair.
in it, Andrew?
so for who we have as our star-studded cast is our favorite old Italian men are back at it again.
Throwing up.
I'll throw up the wrist for the people watching the YouTube. So we have Robert De Niro, we have Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci. All right, we got these guys. They have great chemistry together because most of them have. Whoa, you just hit Woody, bro. How rude.
Scorsese is also Italian.
Yeah, he's
How'd you say that?
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Scorsese? No, because I don't know. Scorsese.
Fungili.
Tortellini.
There's some Italians listening to this right now cringing.
Oh, they're
They're
not.
definitely mad at me. But my last name is Forgetta, so I mean I'm pretty Italian, not Forgetta.
I'm sweet.
but a
G.
star-studded cast. In all seriousness.
Oh yeah, most of them they've all been in movies together. I don't know if all 3 of them have been in the same movie together. That I'm not quite sure of, but
Pesci and De Niro, right?
Pesci and Pacino were in The Godfather 2.
Okay.
I think De Niro and Pesci were in Goodfellas together. I could be mixing them up.
I think you're
but
right.
I'm pretty sure.
No, you're definitely right. Here they are right here.
Yeah, they're in Goodfellas together. Like, they have chemistry. They've worked with each other before. The Irish just don't think they've all been in the same movie before. And this movie is going to be it's going to be great, man.
You know,
this is going to be...
What's the premise?
Premise I have here as Frank Sheeran, who is De Niro. Sheeran.
This trailer was phenomenal, by the way. Did you see the trailer? for
Yeah,
this movie?
I did.
You did too? I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Check out the trailer, guys. It's pretty good. So Sheeran, who is De Niro, kept contacts with the Buffalino crime family. And for those who don't know, the Buffalino crime family is they were a big family in World War II. The Italian mob guys. That's essentially what it is. It's the mafia, working under the scenes, working behind the radar, doing the dirty
around.
work.
I'm telling you, I'm about to get whacked tonight.
But working with the Buffalino crime family, and from what I could gather from the trailer and some synopses that I've read, it's reflecting on a synopsises.
Oh, dog, don't get into this again. I think it was synopsis.
I don't know.
Synopsises.
Stutter.
What are you, fucking Bill?
Bill.
From It?
Bill from It.
Saw that coming.
So the movie is reflecting on Sheeran's life, where he made a kill and changed history for. Because I remember in the trailer you see Kennedy's casket, and I don't think he killed Kennedy, because he definitely didn't. But it's reflecting on a part of Sheeran's life where he gets involved with these two guys, and I think he's telling his story as an older man. So it's a reflection of the past. And I think it's going to be great regardless if I can't figure out what the hell it's going to be about. It's coming to Netflix. It's a free movie to watch, and it's going to be a long one.
Has there been, do you get the sense that they're withholding a lot of information about the details of the show?
I think so.
Like, I know they're definitely doing that for El Camino.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't think they want to give out the whole thing. What it's going to be about.
When's it come out again?
November 27th.
Yeah.
Cool.
We still got a while for that movie.
I'll check it out for sure.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that. I love a long movie. Crack a couple brews. What's better than that?
Absolutely.
But
It's going to be a good
Get
one.
ready to talk about it on the pod.
I got a question for you both. Moving away from, not necessarily away from the movies, but do you guys think that Netflix is going to become a powerhouse when it comes to putting out movies now? So we've seen a movie in Bird Box do really well on Netflix. And Netflix, I think they have their original shows that do really well, and a couple of movies now that they're producing that seem to be getting a lot of hype. And Bird Box being the main example I have did really well, and it had people talking about it for weeks. You had the Bird Box challenge where people were doing ridiculous shits blind.
You remember that shit?
Yeah, they're blindfolding themselves walking across the street like morons.
Wow, what a fucking...
Society, man.
The dumb get eaten by dinosaurs, as they say.
Gen X, bro.
That's
Gen X.
Darwin for you.
But
do you guys think Netflix could be a potential powerhouse in putting out movies in the future?
It's a good question.
well, if you
Go for it.
So Netflix is already a powerhouse as it is, right? Like
Disney Plus is going to give it a run.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Hulu is giving it a run right now as TV show wise, not movies, but Hulu's got every TV show you can imagine. I think
Netflix though I personally think it's too popular for people to just ditch up and leave. I think if you have a streaming service, you'd probably have Netflix. Like even if you have a couple streaming services, I'm sure that you have Netflix. I think probably because of the fact that they're pumping out movies, they're pumping out shows, they're doing a lot of stuff. And yeah, there's like probably 50% of the shows on Netflix blow dick, but the other ones are fucking phenomenal. Yeah. So it's like you make up for it. They're pumping out movies. And to answer your question of whether I think they're going to be a powerhouse at like pumping out movies or not, I don't know. I think
they'll give movie theaters a run for their money.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to give movie theaters a run for their money.
I think cinema's dying. Truthfully, and I hate to say it, but I think cinema from our age is unfortunately taking a decline.
Really?
And yeah, I do. I
love going to the movie theater.
I do too.
Same.
And don't get me wrong,
I disagree with you on that.
This isn't my personal opinion of what I think of the movies, because I fucking love the movies, dog. I'll go eat a large popcorn, some Skittles,
Some sody pop.
Yeah, some Coca-Cola all the time if I could, but
Why the fuck were we doing? That was nothing Italiano in that.
well, we're
expressing
Skittles and
ourselves.
Fungili. But no,
Fungili.
My ancestors are rolling in their graves.
it's a kind of pasta.
Oh.
I cannot confirm or deny that.
I can, because I know it is.
Tortellini?
Yeah, I got tortellini.
And he goes tortellini. But I love going to the movies.
Tortellini. Sorry, I had to say it.
No, I appreciate that.
God dang.
But
Unfortunately, I think that's a thing of the past, or becoming a thing of the past. I think that because we have all these streaming services where we could plant our ass in the couch and just not move, I think the generations that are behind us are absolutely taking that route. I think.
I hate the sound of that.
I know.
I
And
hate
it
the sound of
sucks.
it for sure.
It sucks, but I can accept the reality of it.
Yeah, but like,
I don't know.
Jason, go ahead.
I think I disagree. I think that there's a lot of people out there who still appreciate a good movie. That not only the fact that they, they're in a dark room, the setting's perfect, they have a big screen to watch, but also there's something about seeing a movie that's, that's highly anticipated, that you're really excited for, with an audience.
Right.
For example, when I saw Endgame for the first time, if I had sat my ass on the living room couch and watched it, I don't think it wouldn't have had even close to the effect that it had when I was in the movie.
Yeah, everyone cheering and awing and
it
gasping
was just,
at the same
there's
parts
something
you
about
are.
That's one of the best
all
parts
being
about
together,
going to the movies.
watching a movie with people who are just as passionate as you are. That's what I love about the movie.
You know what's
That's
crazy
That's
about
your
it?
generation, though. I'm saying that a lot of the younger generation.
We're 3 years apart.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
agreeing with you 100%. But I'm saying that other younger people probably don't feel the same way. Like they like watching it at their convenience in their house with their friends. At the
You might
drop
be
of a
right.
hat. But I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I love cinema. I love the movie industry, and it would be a shame to ever see it go away.
What do you think, Andrew?
It's weird. I have two thoughts on this. So I don't think it's dying in the slightest, because we're starting to see drive-ins make a comeback. Companies are making the point, making it, buying out land
Vintage.
to set up a giant screen, get a good projector, and project an older movie. I don't think they necessarily do newer movies, but they do like Throwback Thursday movie type of thing, and people pay, bring their car, sit in their car, and enjoy the movie secluded in their own vehicle. What makes movies so interesting to me is the fact that this is one of the few activities we do with a group of complete strangers.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody else in the movie theater besides the people
with
you
you on
come
that.
with. And how often in society now, especially, do you see that?
It's
don't.
a unifying.
It's a unifying thing.
It is
People come
unifying.
together because they're interested in the movie. They want to see what happens. And like you said with Endgame, you get results that make you gasp and love the movie. You don't see that anywhere else.
Dude, to go off that, in Endgame, this ties in perfectly to what you just said. In Endgame, right, like when the first opening credits started in the movie,
Right.
there was this guy in the front row, and he was all decked out in Avengers stuff, and he just goes, "Whatever it takes," and then the entire theater just starts going, "Whatever it takes," and everyone's just chanting "Whatever it takes."
I think I would have cried.
I
I
went.
was just like, "Oh, this is so
Yeah.
awesome."
Another experience I had with something like that was I went to see a Dragon Ball Z movie. This is an anime movie for all of our fans. We have Goku on the table this week.
Shout out to Goku.
And I saw this. I think it was called The Revenge of the Gods or something like that. And it's when Goku becomes a Super Saiyan God.
Anime cracks me up.
I'm
dog.
nerding out hard. But
Anime
the point
cracks me
is,
up,
This
dog.
is the first time we see before Dragon Ball Super, where we see.
Dragon Balls.
So there's Dragon Ball Z and then Dragon Ball Super, which
I
is
thought you misspoke for a minute. I was like, did he mean to say soup?
yeah, no. So the newer series is Dragon Ball Super, which takes place after the events of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
Still the same
Oh,
characters.
super.
Yeah, Super.
I thought he said Dragon Ball soup.
Oh
And I was like, what in the
no,
fuck
bro,
is he
no.
talking about?
No. So it takes place before the events of Dragon Ball Super,
It's a little
after
better.
Dragon Ball Z, and there was nobody in that theater that paid for that movie and didn't want to be there. My brother and I went because we were like, this is Goku and Vegeta, and we're gonna see some crazy ass shit with them. And everyone in the theater, they come in their cosplay, they come in with their fan shirts on, and at any moment where you would say "oh," everyone else in the theater goes,
I can appreciate
"Oh."
it.
Yeah, and it's a great environment, a great culture to be a part of, and it would be such a shame, rounding back now, to see the movie theater die.
I agree.
And cinema go out the window.
Point is,
Pray it doesn't happen. I pray.
Same.
point we're all trying to make is that
Movie theater is great.
we all love the movies. Keep the movies and cinema around. It's
right.
well worth it.
Guys, if this podcast doesn't work out, let's open a movie theater.
I'm down. Charge $16 for a small popcorn.
That's big money, baby.
Another
Yeah.
$9 for a small soda pop.
Jason is shaking the wrist. He is in the zone. Oh, lordy. What we got next on tap, baby?
What if we
So-
opened up a movie theater and then what if Marvel series? Oh!
That's two damn good transitions tonight. We're on a roll.
Depending
By the way,
on who you ask.
we're at an hour and 11 minutes, so just keep that
All right.
in mind.
All
But
right.
Yeah, I definitely agree this is worth talking about. Disney Plus has a lot planned for this What If series.
Yeah, I was doing some research on the Disney Plus movies, and some of the news that's coming out of the What If series is that they're going to do, and it's confirmed, they're going to do one episode of the What If series based on each movie in the MCU so far. So that's 23 movies, something like that. So there's going to be a What If episode based off each of those episodes, and or each of those movies, excuse me. And what makes it super interesting to me is the fact that Spidey's got a couple movies in that lineup, and so what are they going to do with that? I'm pretty sure it's also confirmed that they can use those movies for episodes, but I'm just curious as to what they're going to do and like where they're going to go.
They have the same voice actors. Do we know anything like that? Because I heard Chris Evans is supposed to come back and
I think
voice
that
act for
I'm-
Captain
Heard
America.
the same thing for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure. I heard the same thing for Banner. So I'm 90% sure that the actors are probably going to voice over the same characters,
Just more money for them. Why
which
wouldn't
is awesome. But they also confirmed Marvel Zombies as a What If episode,
sick?
which is kind of crazy. And
Sick.
and I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I think there was rumors that the director for that episode is going to be the same director for the Walking Dead series.
Perfect.
Who was the Walking Dead? Kirkman?
Yeah, I think
Right?
so. Something like that.
I got it.
You got it. All right.
I'm
Leave it
pretty
to
sure
you,
it was
Chief.
Kirkman. That would be that's gonna be, I think, a cool episode. Look, I'm not.
Greg Nicotero?
Where the fuck did I get Kirkman? Oh, Kirkman, didn't he leave the show?
Robert Kirkman is on. Click Kirkman.
Is he a writer?
He might be a writer.
Robert Kirkman is...
I think he's actually the comic book writer.
He is.
Yeah.
You're right.
There
You're
you
right.
go. Very nice.
I know my shit.
You
Yeah. Respect, man.
So, what the fuck was I saying?
do. The director?
Yeah, but
For
I had a
Marvel-
point I
Marvel
completely
Zombies?
forgot. Can't remember.
Can't read your mind.
Well, okay. Marvel Zombies is going to be really interesting. I guess a portal opens up somehow from the MCU dimension to the zombie dimension, which is an actual thing, and in that
yeah, that's in the comics.
yeah, and all that stuff comes down to the Marvel universe, I guess, and it's Marvel versus Marvel Zombies, I believe, or just what if the Marvel Zombies took over? I don't fucking know.
And there's gonna be a zombie Hulk.
Yeah, I believe so.
Horrifying.
Dude, think about that for a minute. Like,
Hulk
that-
is absolutely nerfed in the movies. He is completely...
Endgame
Hell-
was nerfed.
He was
hard.
held back so hard. In the comics, this guy is like bloodthirsty.
He's ripping people in half. You
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can do with CGI, but like,
Does anyone know what...
show the Hulk's true rage, please.
Does anyone know if the What If series is going to be like explicit content or if it's going to be like held back?
I think if it's
kinda hope it
animated,
is.
you have a good chance of seeing some ridiculous shit happen.
Really?
Yeah. You could do a lot more with animation than you can in a movie with CGI.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's going to be a kid show by any stretch of the
No.
imagination, but I wonder how...
I think we'll see it get more graphic.
I wonder how hard they're going to go with the graphic content.
I'd like to see them crank it up a notch.
I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be true to the comics. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
Do you know if the movies are supposed to be like following the timeline, like each there's 23 episodes supposedly of the What
So
If
if they're going to
series.
be in...
chronological order, following each thing.
I don't know. All I know, I honestly,
hope that they don't.
I don't think they will. That's the thing. I think that they'll split up the episodes. Otherwise, it'd be kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
just
I
a
think it'd make it
different
better
scenario.
if they did split it up like that. And you do see like big characters die in a movie like that. Like you do see the main character die for whatever reason, and then the next episode doesn't matter because
Right,
it's just
right.
a different what if this happened.
Right. Yeah, I think my personal belief and my personal hope, I guess, is that they're gonna kind of just jumble up the episodes based off
Same.
just random order.
Same.
Oh, you don't think you don't think it'll go from the first, like, say Hulk or Iron Man?
I think Hulk was
The
technically-
first, technically.
Hulk was the first. I don't think they have the rights to do that though.
I don't count it as the first.
Yeah, I
'cause-
count Iron Man as the first.
same.
Yeah.
So you don't think they'll start with Iron Man 1? as
Maybe
the
they
first
will.
Episode?
Maybe they will, but maybe after that they'll kind of jumble it up.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna go. What was after Iron Man? Thor.
No, I think Captain America. No,
It might have been Thor.
it was either.
I think it was Thor.
Yeah, maybe.
Regardless, I think
It
they're
was
gonna
either
jump.
Cap or Thor.
I think they're gonna jumble it up. I kind of hope that they do, like you said, but it'll be interesting nonetheless.
We have some confirmed, like you mentioned, the zombies. We have some other confirmed premises, whatever the fuck.
Damn
you say it.
plurals.
That they're going to include in this series. I've heard that they're going to have one episode where Peggy Carter becomes Captain America
Yeah.
or Captain Britain, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. They're going to have another one where T'Challa becomes Star-Lord,
Mm-hmm.
which will be really interesting because it's kind of like
They're
this
such polar opposites.
noble prince becoming this like
Cocky son of a bitch who's
Yeah.
who's just you shoot my guy, I'll shoot yours kind of thing.
That's just
that'll be
silly.
good. And then there was another one I heard where Steve Rogers gets his hands on Iron Man's suit.
I also heard one
Wow.
where what if Tony Stark got the Time Stone and became Dr. Stark,
What?
which would be interesting.
I just wonder what they're gonna do for plot lines. You know what I
That'd
mean?
be
So
sick, actually.
Right?
it's kind of cool.
I don't think
but,
there'll
like,
be. What I wonder is how long these episodes are going to be. There's no way they're 20-minute episodes.
No way.
I think episodes will be, because they're fully animated.
hour?
Yeah, I think they'll be an hour, like 45-minute episodes to an hour, and we'll get full closure at the end of the episode. I don't think there'll be an underlying plot, because if they are going to jumble it all up, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, animation is so much cheaper to make than live action series, so they could do whatever they want. And I mean, the MCU is accustomed to having such a big budget, and making like an animated series like this is fucking peanuts. So like, they could do whatever they want. I'm sure they could,
Yep.
find a way to make it really good.
Yeah.
With long episodes.
By the way, we were all wrong. Iron Man 2 was the second movie that came out.
No shit.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
2010, Thor 2011, Captain America, the first Avenger 2011.
Shit,
Wait,
I
so-
was off.
So it was Hulk, Iron Man 1, and then Iron Man 2?
It says Hulk and Iron Man came out in 2008. I'm pretty sure Hulk came out before Iron Man, though.
did.
Yeah, it did.
But this is listing it as after
But Iron Man 2 was the next Marvel movie after Iron Man 1?
Yep.
Wow. I thought I could have sworn Thor or Captain America was
No, they came afterwards, and I think our first end credit scene was Nick Fury putting together the Avengers Initiative, just like the
Yeah,
paperwork,
you're right.
slapping
Yep.
it down. And then
What-
it went
what-
Iron Man 2, and that's when Nick Fury met with Tony Stark,
Right.
and then went on.
What was the end credit scene when Nick Fury was driving like through the desert or something, and then you saw Thor's hammer just sitting in the sand?
That was at the end of
Iron Man 2?
I think that was Hulk.
No.
Yeah.
Was it?
I think
Hulk?
it was
I think
Hulk.
you're right.
I think it
you're
was
right.
Hulk, the Incredible
Really?
Hulk. Yeah, that was the end credit for the
I think you're
Incredible
right,
Hulk.
yeah.
Oh.
I gotta rewatch the first Thor movie. I know it wasn't the best Marvel movie, but
Still a Marvel movie.
I just haven't seen it in a long time, and I kind of want to revisit the start
I've
of the
never
saga.
seen the first Thor movie, actually.
I've
seen
never
Dark
seen-
World, Ragnarok.
I've never seen the first Hulk movie, and I don't think
I haven't either.
I don't think I intend to.
You know,
No, it's
Ruffalo's
Banner.
not in it.
Yeah,
I know.
If it was Ruffalo, I said not Banner. I immediately connected to it as one.
If it was Ruffalo, I'd see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
absolutely, and it probably would have done way better.
Yep.
But it's not, so who gives a shit?
So I'm pretty excited about the What If series. I'm
There's a
not
lot.
really an anime guy, or
Hello.
but I'll definitely check it out.
There's a lot they could do with it. I'm excited to see the what if scenarios. I think it'll be really creative. I think it'll be fun. It'll just be something to watch. It'll
Absolutely.
be really interesting. So
When does all this launch again? Disney Plus is November.
November 12th or 15th.
Of what year? 2020?
That's
Yeah.
when Disney Plus launches the
Yeah.
platform. And
Disney Plus releases November 12th.
November
2020.
12th.
I am a god. Yes.
We'll be getting it.
Yeah, I'll be getting
They
it.
fucking roped us into that one. Another
How could you
$12
not
more a
commit?
month.
How could you not commit to something like
Shit.
that?
Plus, there's so
That's
much
a whole,
other.
like, that's more than your way though. Like,
There's so much other content on it too. You're gonna have like Frozen, Star Wars, National Geographic, Pixar.
you're gonna
stuff.
get any Disney movie they produce
Yeah.
on that platform. You
Yep.
can watch it at any point.
Really?
Yeah, any Disney movie,
Get Out. All the Toy Stories.
all of them.
Yep.
Whoo! All right.
And plus, you
I'm
get
stoked now. I didn't know that.
plus you get ESPN. And
That's
Hulu.
why Disney's
Yeah.
pulling all their shit off.
If you do the
Netflix.
bundle.
That's
Wow.
why they canceled. Marvel canceled their Netflix shows.
I'll be able to watch Up.
Yeah,
Whatever I
all of
want.
We sound like a straight up commercial for Disney Plus right now.
sponsor.
I'll
us.
be able to watch Up.
I mean, listen, if they're putting out the content, I'm being the sucker
No,
who
me
pays
too.
up, and
I'm into it.
you know.
It'll be good. I think it'd be great, actually.
Andrew, what do we got coming up? I know Post Malone's album just dropped that you wanted to mention. before we
Hollywood's
wrap up here.
bleeding. I don't know. I'm sure you guys still haven't listened, so I might just put that on the back burner for next week.
I'll listen to a couple songs, bitch.
It's calling you out.
Yeah, fuck you. I've listened to
Alright.
a couple songs.
So we'll talk about the song everybody's listened to. At least
I just haven't had the
once.
time.
We'll talk about the song everyone's listened to at least once. Take What You Want, featuring Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott.
Yeah, that song's bananas. I hear a bunch of millennials are like, yo, Post Malone found this guy Ozzy, which makes me want to poke my own eye out with a spoon. Like, I mean,
Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, get it together.
That boggles my mind that millennials and people just don't know of
Are we technically
Black
millennials
Sabbath.
though?
You might be.
I think I am. What?
I think I
generation
actually
are you
might
guys?
be.
I think you're a millennial. I'm the one after you guys.
Anything 1996 and before is considered a millennial.
Fuck, I'm a millennial.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am too.
Fucking
But I know who Ozzy Osbourne is, so fuck you guys.
Yeah, same. I mean, come on. That's just common knowledge.
No one knows the Prince of Darkness from Black Sabbath. Like, culture yourself. Get to know some rock.
The guy who ripped the head off a bat
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
That's all you got to know.
That's Ozzy Osbourne.
The album was great. From what I listened to, I haven't listened to it fully through.
I think the album is phenomenal. I'll come in next week with a bunch of different awards, I guess I'd give it, and I'll say best and worst.
You like it better than Stoney?
No, I think Stoney is his best album ever. First album, best album.
I gotcha.
I think
Hey,
if
what
I'm
songs did you like off it?
The Ozzy song was great. I thought Hollywood's Bleeding sucked. I don't know. Do you have some songs listed?
Hollywood's Bleeding is the first song on the album, and let me tell you, the first song on the album, in my opinion, almost never goes well. Like, it's such a bad, like, I feel like the artist
I'm
puts
pretty
a
sure,
bad
though-
song to start the album off almost every time. I don't get why, because, like, wouldn't you want that to draw you in?
Yeah.
But I guess the music industry does things differently.
Who knows?
But I have a ton of things. I think one of my favorite songs on the album, though, is 100 Bad Times, and it just hits the heart good.
You're right. I thought I pulled up Good Kid, Mad City because I thought the first song on it was Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, but it's the second song.
Yeah. What's the first song? Good Kid, Mad City.
Shireen, a.k.a. Master,
Yeah. How many times you listen to that
like
tape?
none.
Exactly. So we'll go more into Hollywood's Bleeding next week, I think. I have some best, some worst, my personal opinion. But overall, I give the album like an 8/8.
I'm not a fan of the genre, but for the next episode, if we have a short little discussion on it, I'll check it out.
You should, man. I think you would enjoy the album.
More of a
to be
country
honest.
guy. If I'm being
Speaking
honest.
of, Luke Combs' new album, November 8th.
That's right. Stoked for it. We got
November
here's
8th. I'm pumped.
Here's some news we got.
Jess's birthday.
Oh, look at that!
What a treat.
correlation.
We got
dick.
speaking of that album, we got confirmed album art for it. I love the album art.
I love the title of it.
Yeah, the title is
Confirmed title.
what is the title?
What you see is what you get.
That's right.
Wow.
And it's just Luke Combs standing there.
Honestly,
What you see is what you get, bro.
if that don't hit home,
Yeah,
whatever.
man. November 8th. I'm
Next album is
pumped.
gonna be Take It or Leave It.
Probably.
But in addition to the new album coming out on November 8th, Luke Combs just dropped a new single.
That's John
When was
Mayer.
it? Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday or 2 days ago, something like that.
One Too Many. Great tune.
Oh, so good.
Great tune. It's a jam.
I would crush a pack of Bush Light with Luke Combs.
How much would you pay to have a few beers with Luke Combs?
Like for
go,
real, how
go
much?
out to a few bars with them? How much
If I
would you
could,
pay?
if I could pay to go out to a couple bars with Luke Combs, I'd for one night. Just me and him. I'd pay probably
and,
upward.
and me and Andrew, the fuck.
All right, well, I'd probably pay upwards of $1,000.
Same. Easy.
$50.
You're fucking.
I don't listen to Luke Combs.
You play like you're not a
Country?
no. Fuck you.
All
You
right.
play like you're not a country fan, but you are
I enjoy
because
country.
it's now the popular thing to
Oh
do.
my god.
Only in the summer.
I enjoy country music. Yes, I enjoy it more in the summer. Yes. When I listen to country music in the winter, my seasonal depression kicks in hard body because I'm hearing campfires, summer sun, and tractor trailering and drinking beer outside on a beach versus inside snow shoveling. New England sucks. All right? That's my stance on country music.
That's a personal issue.
Quite a
period.
rant. But yeah, I'd pay about $1,000.
Yeah.
50.
Seriously. You ever
I
seen,
haven't even listened to Luke Combs all that often, so I don't even know if I like him.
Did you ever seen a video of this guy shotgun a beer?
Yeah, Tate showed me recently.
Dude, it's insane.
It's
Two
just,
gulps. Yep.
It's
like,
done.
It's like he does this
It's a jolt.
like this movement with his body.
Yeah, it's two little swigs, and this guy just tosses the can.
He's like, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah. Middle
You
finger to
think
the
he
crowd.
finishes it, or is it just for the show?
Oh, he fucking finishes that
I think
shit.
he finishes it.
Do you think it's an empty can or it's a full can thrown out the foam?
You know what's interesting?
I
about,
hope not.
You know what's interesting about the single that he just dropped is there's a line towards the end where it's like something. What do you say? We shotgun. And so every time he does that song live, he stops at that part and says, "What do you say we shotgun?" And then he stops the song.
Ooh.
They bring him out a beer, and he shotguns on stage, and then it gets the song going again.
Wow.
Miller Light, nonetheless.
Yeah, that's
Always.
We know a lot about Luke Combs.
Probably too much.
I know nothing.
All right, anything else?
Release radar. What do we got coming up here? We have movies. Hustlers, a movie about strippers. Oh, this is where the Wall Street bankers come in, not the laundromat. My mistake. If you're listening to it at this point in the podcast, my bad. The Hustlers is about a bunch of ex-strippers hustling Wall Street bankers to get their money. Honestly, if I was a stripper, I'd probably do the same thing.
I thought you were going to say, honestly, sounds pretty realistic.
And yeah.
To which I would be like, cheers, brother.
That comes out September 13th, Friday. Did I? Music, nothing really interesting that caught my eye. I mean, for the upcoming week, I didn't see anything crazy. Next week, I think there's going to be something cool coming out. But just listen to Post Malone's album. That's pretty great. John Mayer came out with a new single. You just heard Luke Combs came out with a new single, so tune in for that.
John Mayer's song is very good.
Yeah,
What's it called
it's
Carry Me Away.
Carry Me
It took
Away.
me a second. It was buffering.
People listening were like, "Did something happen?"
No,
the podcast break.
I was buffering.
Yeah, Carry Me Away, great song. Brings back some old John Mayer memories if you haven't heard it yet.
Sounds like
you
it's-
have listened to a lot of John Mayer.
It sounds like it's straight off Continuum.
Love a good John Mayer song.
Yeah.
And gaming-wise, we have Borderlands 3, September
yeah.
13th. And NHL 20, I believe that is also September 13th.
We should get that.
Chell.
And Gears just recently came out too. Gears 5.
Yeah, Gears came out this past Tuesday.
A lot of good games.
Yeah, September is a good month. October is going to be even bigger
Yep.
with Call of Duty coming out, and that's going to be...
Call of Duty Outer Worlds in October.
Yeah.
Super hyped for that.
We got a lot of cool stuff we're going to be talking about. Hopefully
Yeah.
we get our hands on some of these games so we could really talk about them for you guys if you're interested.
All right, wrapping up now. Check me out. I'll give my plug first. I'll take the liberty.
Okay.
What a gentleman.
Jason on tap. Check me out on Twitter.
It's been an honor, guys. Andrew, you can follow me on Twitter, ATF796. That's where you'll find me between the links to these podcasts.
And my name is Tate Veely. My Twitter handle is TateVeely04. My Instagram handle is TateVeely_97.
Wow, you're looking for both, huh?
I'm looking for everything,
Kid's
bro.
greedy.
And we also have pages for the show.
Right.
Can't
Yeah,
forget
that's
about
true.
that.
Why don't we plug those? On Facebook, it is On Tap Podcast. Like us, just reached over 100 likes, so we're pretty happy about that. We got to keep the train rolling. A lot more to come.
Keep showing the love, folks. We appreciate it more than you realize.
Yeah, stay with us. We got a lot more to cover every week. Fridays. Every Friday.
I'll be here.
Stay tuned. So, for On Tap Episode 2, I'm Tate for Andrew and Jason, and we'll catch you next week.